On this episode of Guidefitter,
we're back at the infamous Ohio lease. What could go wrong went wrong in deer season, but now we're back for turkeys.
It's the junior season, and both Lenny and Brian are getting to spend some time hunting with their kids.
Tyler, did you get the good side of me? That was horrible, Dad.
We go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows and right back again.
It's been so long, those long hard days. They don't say God's changed my ways, 'cause I ain't changed my ways.
When it comes to hunting, instilling a passion for the great outdoors in a child is something every parent should be proud of. For Lenny's son Logan, this developed at a very young age, following right in his father's footsteps.
We're waiting on Ron Amarell to get here. Logan's going to shoot a little bit, make sure nothing got bumped on the ride out, and then as soon as Amarell and Ron get here, we're going to go back through the lease and hopefully spot some turkeys tonight.
I'm excited about the hunt, but I just hope my bow didn't get bumped or anything.
This weekend, Brian's daughter, Amarell, she's coming up with us to try to kill her first bird. Unfortunately, Brian had some troubles at the airport, so her grandfather Ron's filling in until Brian gets there.
We found you.
Yes. Finally. Exciting?
I'm not sure if that's the word for it. And I'm telling you.
Did you find your hat?
Brian's not happy either.
Oh, he's stuck. Have you talked to him?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's gonna
If he gets here, it'll be
on a crop
2 o'clock in the morning.
plane.
Right now, he's on he called it a crop plane. I guess it's a crop duster. Getting him to somewhere.
Yeah, to get a bigger plane.
Trying to get here.
Holy cow.
So my dad, he's guiding off fall, and we don't always get the chance to hunt together, and that's what we both have a passion for. And it's nice this weekend. I'm really excited to go out and get to hunt with him for the first time in a while.
You guys see all them strutting out there?
Those are big. I want to kill.
This is-
I'll take any of those.
Oh, is it?
That's a good sign. We got in here a couple hundred yards, and
Yeah.
there's 5 or 6 strutters out there day before the junior day opens up, so far so good. It's good getting to do this youth hunt here in Ohio. Lisa, my wife, and Logan, my son, you know, they're here with me. This hunt's for Logan, getting to guide my son. You know, a lot of folks get to do that with their own kids, but for me, being a hunting guide, I'm gone all season long, so I miss that, and that's one thing that's really important to us as a family, and it's good to be able to come out here and get to start this turkey tour off that way. Well, this is where we're going to be hunting the next couple days. You guys got to drive past part of the lease coming in, and then everything you can see right here out to that, just this side of that big dirt mound where they're still mining, is everything that we'll be hunting. And we've been seeing turkeys in here every time we've been out. They've always been concentrated in this area. So we're going to watch this tonight, listen for birds, see what comes across this field, and then make a game plan for the morning. We're heading up in here in a spot that was cleared in the fall. They bulldozed a bunch of trees down. It's real green and grassy. So we're going to head up there and get a blind set up for first thing in the morning.
This is Amarell's first time turkey hunt, so Lenny felt it would be beneficial to have a blind set up for her to start out in.
I think we're ready. Bring them on. Bring them on.
I wanted to get back to the barn quick to see if there was any birds out in the field, so we'd have a starting spot in the morning.
This gobbler was in a spot with very little cover, so Lenny decided to take a gamble and start at a different part of the farm in the morning.
We were ready to turn our unlucky streak around. We had a tough time trying to convince Logan to take the shotgun over his bow, but ultimately in the end, he decided it was the best thing to do. These birds are one ridge over from where we thought they roosted last night. They're on the ground. They're wanting to work this way, so we're going to try to get up to the point of the straw and get set up before they get there. Everything was good. They responded to a couple of the calls I threw out. We looked the situation over and realized we could make a move and get a little bit closer. We come around here. We knew the birds. We're in a different draw. We came up here, we set up, we called, they were working. We could tell they were across this next draw now. As we were getting up to move up to this ridge top, we busted 3 hens were still in the tree and they headed south, so we're gonna still work up on this hill. We're gonna set back up. That bird's still gobbling out there. Let's see if we can't kill Logan an Ohio turkey. On this property, there's a piece that juts down into us and comes up. It's not ours, and that's where we're at right now. And he's right across it. So we're gonna back all the way out of here the way we came in this morning. And we're gonna come over, and that finger of ours that comes up, we're gonna come up that and see if we can't work that bird from a different angle here. As we were looking for him, trying to get him to gobble again, Logan spotted these 2 longbeards strutting down on the road behind the barn.
Dad, gobblers on the road up there. He's on the road. Gobblers. Look. Yeah, but Dad, we know those are there. And there's at least 2 strutters. We don't always get along while we're calling the shots. And of course, right away, he's wanting to ditch the original plan of going after the first bird. Typical Logan fashion. I wanted to go one way, he wants to go another. And as a guide, I always try to do what my hunters want. You know, it's their hunt. Ultimately, I make the final decision on what we're going to do, but I always look for input because even as a guide in this business, you don't know everything. So he wants to go after these birds. I really didn't. I didn't like the location they were in. It's his hunt. We were going to give it a shot. As I'm saying is when we kill these turkeys, it's all going to be because of me.
Tyler, did you get the good side of me?
We start to work in toward those birds and this coyote pops right up out of nowhere. We immediately drop down. If he presents the shot, if he's close enough, we're gonna kill him.
Those turkeys are right here. Did you hear them gobble? That was the first coyote I've ever seen. I mean, alive anyway.
He's right down in the bottom strut. We tried 4 or 5 different times to get into them. There was no way. We didn't have the cover. They were gobbling quite a bit, but we knew we just weren't going to get them pulled up. We had to close the distance.
Now we need Guide Lenny for you to come do his work to get one killed.
Finally, they moved off enough that we could get to the road and get snuck down. As we were sneaking out, one of the gobblers come up, put his head up. He saw us, they got a little edgy, and they just moved off into the woods. And at that point, we knew we were better off just letting them go. Well, we chased these birds the last couple hours, and they didn't want anything to do with us. It was 3 gobblers with a hen. We tried sneaking up on them. They just cut back in down here about 100, 125 yards. Birds were going crazy there for a while. Everything's pretty quiet now. It's getting hot. I think we're gonna get our stuff together, head back to the truck, and run and get something to eat probably, and come back out this afternoon. But it was really a good morning as far as the amount of birds we heard.
We saw lots of turkeys. We just couldn't get a shot on them, but that's what this evening's for, and we're gonna go back down to where we've seen most of the turkeys today and go set up on them and try to kill one tonight.
No more than half a mile away, Amarell and her guide Jerry Blake have also run into a few longbeards.
Well, we were just pulled into our laneway going down to park and talking about how we're going to sit here for 4 hours and not see or hear anything because it's 3 o'clock and we can't get to our parking spot because there's 4 longbeards strutting right where we park our truck. We're kind of pinned down here. We're out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm going to wait for these turkeys to slide down on the other side of that ridge and make a move on them.
With absolutely no cover, Jerry had high hopes that the hen decoy would pull one of these gobblers the extra distance needed for Amarell to be able to get a shot off.
It's 4:45. Logan, Lisa, Tyler's running camera. We're headed down to set up on the birds where we left them this morning. We had them there last night. They showed up about 6 o'clock. They roosted there last night. For sure there's 3 longbeards. We're hoping they do the same thing again. Really trying to get one killed tonight. Tomorrow's looking like half the day could be a washout, and we have to get Logan back, so we're leaving noon, 1 o'clock, something like that. So we're walking down the road, going to get set up, and as we get to the bend in the road, he's back out. He's right there strutting 150 yards away. So we get set up. We're just going to set the decoys out. We're not going to call. We're going to let him see it and then see what happens.
We just spotted a gobbler. Hopefully he comes up and sees these decoys and comes running, and we can blast him.
We're watching the birds out in the field. We had 2 strutters, a couple hens. They were moving back and forth, really weren't paying any attention to our direction at that point. We look back to the north about 600 yards away, and 2 gobblers come out. Now everybody's been there. Do you stick to the plan, or do you bail because you got 2 gobblers by themselves in a good workable spot? Fortunately for us, we took some time, we watched the birds, and they started working in our direction. Knowing what the birds do on this farm, what we've seen over the last couple times we've been here hunting, we felt for sure they were going to parallel this ditch, and we were sitting pretty close to the ditch. We made one move down about 35 yards. We set back up, still focused on the birds we'd started on, but knowing in the back of our mind there was a chance these birds were going to work towards us. Anybody who has hunted this part of Ohio knows what the ground is like around here. When it gets hot and dry, the ground is miserable. I'm trying to get this decoy stake in the ground to get this gobbler set up, and just having a heck of a time with it. We finally get that accomplished. I crawl over to the berm there on the side of the road, kind of get some cover, and Lisa gets my attention. And at first, I thought she was trying to tell me my decoy fell over, which it did. And after watching her hand signals a little bit more, I realized that those 2 birds we saw from 600 yards away, she had seen them and they were coming right to us.
Shoot him.
I was trying to call with my voice. Tyler and Logan are together, so he's trying to film, he's trying to get the bird stopped and get Logan on the right bird.
How many yards is he?
Right his neck.
Oh, can I get him?
Come on, come on, come on. Shoot. No.
Dang.
Unfortunately, by the time Logan got up there, both the birds took flight, and that was the last we saw of him.
It's horrible, Dad. Dad, I put it right on his head.
Logan was pretty upset with himself for missing that bird, not getting him killed. You know, he's so passionate about hunting, and he shoots daily, and that thought of missing that bird and that bird getting away, and knowing the time and effort and work we put in to trying to make this all happen on camera, he was pretty upset. It's nothing to be upset about. It wasn't a 320 bull. Go up and take a look. Walk up through here and see if he went down, if it caught a little bit of shot, I don't know. My job as a guide, and in this situation more importantly as his dad, is to get him past that point of feeling let down and try to help them quit beating themselves up so much. It's hunting. It happens to every one of us. And the sooner you can put that miss behind you, the better off you're going to be for the next opportunity.
I just missed one, and so we all regrouped back at the truck here, and we come up, we seen 2 groups of birds, and we're going on the birds now that we think we have the best shot at getting right now. So, before the morning anyway. And we're gonna go try to slip down here as quiet as possible. We're right in their backyard right now, so we're gonna try to get them.
The birds had moved out far enough that there was no way we were going to be able to get in front of them. So we took that strut and decoy, got down on our stomachs, and we just started crawling, just pushing that decoy out in front of us enough that it was going to conceal our movements. During the stalk on these turkeys, or belly crawl as it was, I was really impressed with Logan, his fundamentals, his ideas as we're going. He's fully focused on these birds. He's aware where his gun's at, he's aware of the birds, he's aware that he's got to stay behind that decoy to make sure that they don't pick up on those movements. For 12 years old, being that passionate, that focused, that determined, pretty good to see from my perspective, being, you know, that this is my job as a guide, and seeing my son kind of following that same path makes you feel pretty good. The gobblers finally spotted the decoy, and immediately their whole demeanor changed. They all puffed up, they all started paying attention, they got in a line, and they're looking our way. At first, just kind of a slow walk turned into a pretty steady run. I glanced down at Logan. He was on the gun, totally focused. I heard the safety click off. Things were about to get real interesting. These birds came right up to us at 3 yards.
We did it. Did I shoot the one you wanted? Look at that sucker.
Double beard.
I can't believe it.
Well,
Second bird in the
how you can come from the highest to highs, the lowest to lows, and back again in 20 minutes.
I couldn't believe that. They saw that decoy and they came running. They got right up on us. That one, he saw us.
They were running us over, and it was trying to get them separated to get one killed.
That was the most exciting hunt to watch that I've experienced so far.
I've been attacked by a rooster before, and I was just like in my mind thinking what it'd be like to be attacked by a turkey.
It's pretty good. Pretty upset after missing that first one, and then he was dead kill mode as we're crawling. And we wanted him to come to us. We didn't want him to come to us the way they did. Holy cow, and he held it together and did good, redeemed yourself well.
I did. I was worried.
Turns out at this point in my career as a guide, that's got to rank right up there at the top. You know, we've mentioned it before. This is a long season that we have, and it takes us away from our families during one of the most important times of the year for us, you know, hunting season. And to be able to be there with him, to do that, to get to kill such a great bird, double beards, you know, most people don't get a chance to do that. That's pretty special to me.
On the next episode of Guidefitter, the youth hunt comes to an end, but the Ohio turkey hunting isn't over yet.
Are you kidding?
Jerry gets the job done while the pressure builds for Lenny. Will he seal the deal after multiple opportunities?
Did you hear my heart beating down there?
First he told me there was lots of deer here, and there wasn't. So now he guarantees that we're gonna kill a turkey, and we'll see if he's lying or not.